Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company. This is what I look like. How y'all doing? So, still at the beach with my sisters, and I wanted to pop on. So this week, today is Thursday, and actually my last full day here. I need to go back tomorrow because Little Brit has homecoming parade, homecoming game, homecoming dance, all on Friday night. It's a lot for one night, but hey, it's the way they do it. So I need to get back for that. I want to be there for that. But I am super excited. So this week, let's see, let me show you the ocean. For anyone who needs a little ocean break, there you go. Oh, love it. Okay. Back to me. So it's been just a wonderful week with my sisters. And we had a lot of rain. So we are in the Outer Banks. And of course, earlier in the week, we were kind of expecting a hurricane, which did not manifest, which was great. But Monday and Tuesday, we had a lot of rain. And Sunday there was some rain. So we've been here since Saturday. Anyway, having said that, we had all brought some crafts with us. And I pulled out all of the crafts to make one of these. Get that right. To take this and turn this to alter this into a Cinch notebook, which I have done. I've shown you some examples of that. We've done the large composition notebook. So I thought the half ones would be really fun for my sisters. So I did a class with them on how to make Cinch notebooks. And I have some very talented, very artistic sisters, and they have agreed to let me show you what they created during class, which is very exciting. So I'm going to show you what they made. I'm going to show you mine mixed in. First, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you all of them, just the front, and then I'm going to run you through them. Let's see, just for fun, if you can figure out which one's mine out of all of the sisters. There's one that does stand out. I had bought these really cool kits I showed them at the last Ollie's haul. I had found these really cool sort of by the sea paper card making kits. And that's where everyone kind of started. They all got a card making kit, just it had ephemera and stuff in it. And then we put a whole bunch of, I brought in a whole bunch of materials, put those all in the middle of the table. And then I just kind of went through all the steps, showed them how to use the cinch. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. I'm going to show you what they made for this one. But since then, each sister has made anywhere from 3 to 6 more notebooks, all different sizes, different kinds. It's been super fun. So I think they got something out of the class. And we ended up pretty much having this as our week-long activity. It's really super fun to be able to share this with my sisters. Now, I do have a sister who I have mentioned before who does junk journals, amazing junk journals. She made one of these, but she decided that she was only doing Halloween right now. So luckily I had Halloween paper with me, some that I was trying to finish smashing. So she helped me finish smashing that pack, which was great. Okay, so I'm just going to show you to start with, just for fun. I'm going to show you the fronts. See if you can figure out which one's mine. And so, when you try to figure it out, maybe pause for a minute. I will tell you at the very end which one's mine. That's not true. I'm going to tell you after this, so I'll give a pause. And then when I do the down camera, you'll have time to go ahead, maybe pause your video, vote for which one you think is mine, and we'll see. We'll see if you guys get it. So this is the first notebook, Purdy. I love this we found this, I had found some of this pearlized paper at Ollie's. So pretty. This is the second. Pretty. I think this one didn't use the pearl eyes. Then we have the third. So book number 3. I'm loving these nautical rope ties. And book number 4. Again, pretty. That just the covers, the difference, everybody had so much fun with the covers. So was mine book number 1, book number 2, book number 3, or book number 4? Pause. Okay, if you came back. I'm really excited to see if you guys knew it before I tell you. This one clearly wasn't mine. This was from my junk journal sister. She did this one. I'm going to show you all of them. And then if you want to hang around, I'm going to do the full tutorial on how you can do one of these half composition notebook alternatives, or yeah, we'll call it that. All right, let's go to a down camera and I'll take you through these. All right, we're going to start with book number 1. Now, if you guessed this was my book, sorry, this one's not mine. This is my Seattle sister. So again, we all had some of the same elements to use. I love her use of the cover and the journey, basically. Inside, you have, I'm going to get a little card here so I can show you her pockets. So she's got some pockets in here. And more pockets. Now, I don't think everyone chose to do different things. We walked through it. We have about 20 sheets. And then this she made from a card that she opened up and recut. And then glued another piece to it. This is the one of the cards that came with that set. I don't know what happened here. Let's move out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So then we have more paper. I think, yeah. So we have another pocket. This is one of the pockets that we folded up. So we only had, this paper was only 8.5 by 11. So, and the book itself is 6 inches. So we just folded up the pieces. Then she has more paper. This is from another pack of paper and another pocket. Some more of the ephemera. Let's see, I think this is a pocket, but I think it goes that way. So I love how much everyone played with the papers and what they had. This was, I think, a combination of a card. So this was one of the cards in the kit, and then she added this beautiful paper to the back of it so that when you look through, it's not plain. I love the little shell. And then we have, I think, a little extra paper here. And then a final pocket. Such a great job. I indeed really love just how different they all came out. I really do. Okay, I think I got these out of order. I believe this was book number 3. If you guessed that this was my creation, sorry, not this one. This one was, I think, okay, this was my polar bear sister. I'm gonna call her my polar bear sister. And hers is very full. Again, they were doing some really exciting and interesting things. So she had found, as people started getting to this, We ended up taking a day trip into town where there was a Hobby Lobby and everyone went shopping. It was really fun. But she found these great dimensional sea stickers. And this is from a second set that I found at an Ollie's in South Carolina. I didn't find a huge amount there, and I'm so sorry. There will not be a video from that one. But I did find a set of ephemera and stickers. And that's from that set. So she's got a pocket. She made a pocket within a pocket on this one with a little tag that says escape. I think she's got another one in here. The ahoy. And another tag here. This was from a die cut that we had. And then she added these nice little tabs. So then another pocket with this cute little dimensional sticker. I love how that sticks out. That's just so pretty. Again, we've got a pocket and a pocket. Isn't that cool? It's like a little library pocket within the pocket. And then a little sailboat going on here. Really sweet. She did a great job with all these pockets. Honestly, this is the first time I've had a chance to walk through all of these. I am so impressed. I mean, other than my sister who does the junk journals, and she is going to, now she finally found one of hers. She thought she had given a lot of them away, but she found one and she's going to let me show it on air at some point. I'm very excited about that. But I'm just so impressed at what they did. Well, you know, I just got them started, walked them through the steps, did the class, showed them how to get everything done, and they went to town. It did take a little while for them to get for the sisters to get used to the cinch. So the first time I did it and I showed them, the second time I did it and I had them help, and then anytime after the second time they've done on their own, which is great. I do wish that I had someone to do that with me the first time I did my cinch. Look at the little nautical ties she put in there. So she's got a little bit of a little Halloween piece in here, and then some of these different, I will pull the set out and show you all so you can see where some of these are coming from. I didn't realize the sisters put them into these, and that's so cool. And I love that you've got the little, because it's now October, and we're all feeling a little bit Halloween-y. I love that ended up as an element in her book. And so the adventure begins. Sure does. I wonder if this is another pocket that she did here. It is. So this is another pocket. They did so many pockets within pockets, and it's not something that I was doing a lot of. But I think I'm gonna do a lot more of it. Oh, it's a seahorse. There we go. So we could just have our little seahorse sticking out. I'm gonna do that. She'll come back. She will. Oh, maybe I'll do this one. She will decide if she wants it there or not. I'm gonna put this big seahorse up here, and this cute little sand dollar. And then she's got another pocket here. I love the little pages and ephemera pieces they put together. I love all these little pockets. My goodness, she made a ton of pockets. Little mermaid, some mermaid paper. Look at that one. Oh, that's a whole separate pocket she did there. That's super fun. And then some additional pieces. I love these little bookmarks. I do like her nautical ties. That's really cool. And then another single page. I'm liking so there's a lot here that I didn't normally do with my books. It's so fun when you teach a class, what you learn from the people around you. I mean, I know these were my sisters, and other than my junk journal sister, the rest of them had never touched this, never done anything like this. And but here I'm just learning so much from them, just because of their own artistic abilities. Oh, cute. So her final one, she's got a pocket here. These are adorable. I didn't even go through it yet, the set. And then one final bookmark with that really cool. So what's giving her bulk are these really fun dimensional stickers that she found. And then the back, Safe Harbor. That is so fun. Okay. And this one was my sister Susan, who said it was okay to use her name. And everyone feels differently about that, so I'm just going to respect all of their wishes. Really fun. Use some really interesting kind of combinations of the ephemera on here. And then she's got a little cute side pocket here with the seagulls. Let's see what she put in her side pocket. She's got some of this salt water and take me to the sea, sunshine. Oh, cool. So another pocket here. What is this one? This is really fun for me. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to look through it. Ooh, that's like a little dimensional sticker. That must have been that last set. So this is just a journaling card. I love her pocket. So some of us made pockets that came down a little bit to add, just to make it easier to get in and out of. And I like that you can see some of the backing. I think that she added some of that backing. And then some had the pocket go all the way together and then did the thumb punch. So she added another cute little pocket back here. There's sand dollar, and so we've got some paper. The sunshine. This is one of the cards. Cute. And she chose to use some of the yarn that we had here. I really thought she made this into a pocket, but I don't see that. And that is a shell. I had not taught them about tuck spaces yet, but that would be a great tuck space. And then paper, it looks like some of the paper got put in upside down. And it does not matter one iota. Doesn't matter a bit. So this looks like it's one piece all the way around. She wanted it, it looks like she added just some dimension to it. Super cool. Ooh. I know that this is from another pad of paper that she picked up at an Ollie's, or that I picked up for her at an Ollie's. We were FaceTiming. And this is from one of the ones that is like the huge sheets where the entire sheet is the picture. But looks like she took it and folded it into this bookmark and attached something stronger underneath. Really smart use of that. Cute. There's so much to see in these. They're just so fun. So we've got, that's the single one, and she chose to go all the way through. And then we have some, wait, I think I just took, I thought I was putting them in and I was putting them out. There we go. There we go. They're back in their pocket. And then decorative back of the pocket. And so it begins. Now the question is, this is a pocket. I can feel it opening. Again, this is a card. I'm sure that opens. I want to be really careful with their books, but I'm sure I feel an opening here. Yeah, she made a pocket. Or not. I'm not sure if she intended for that to be pocket. Okay. I'll ask her when she gets back. But she is using the cards there, which is great. This is how you learn. how I learn what they like to do. And then this cute little tuck back here. So pretty. So that was books 1, 3, and 4. If you guessed that mine was book number 2, you would be correct. So this was my version, and it's interesting. It's so different. I did not go with the beautiful light blues. So I did do a tuck pocket, or a little pocket, added a little bit of ephemera to some really cute tags. All these cute little tags. And these were some of the stickers that came with. This was part of that stamp set that I had, that I was using. Don't honestly remember where I got that. I did use a separate sheet of paper. I had forgotten to bring vellum, and at that point we had not had a chance to pick up any vellum. We did when we stopped at Hobby Lobby. We got some different vellum, which has proven to be just so fun. But I had never just done a plain sheet of paper, and since this was kind of a thinner sheet, I think this turned out really fun. And the paper itself is a little bit psychedelic, I think. All right, so we did that, and then I go to my pockets where I have a couple of little, I went very simplistic with this book because I'm keeping this one. So I may want to add bits and pieces to it. So I have these really pretty pockets here, and then I added in, or I just did the fold over with these so I could use what I wanted. I added in my sheets for journaling about this trip. Made these cute little, I really like these little tags. And they have that nice little like line detail to them. And it's funny because mine is so simplistic compared to what my sisters did. So when I did this little boat, a little bit of sunshine. This was a single piece, and then I added, instead of journaling or writing, I added that cute little sticker. The ocean lover. This was again a little sticker in there, but I did like that it was a little journaling card. Cross those over. And my back, which is again, my book is very simple compared to the wonderful complications that that's not the right way to put it. Theirs just have so much more going on in them, which is really cool, and it's making me feel like I need to add pockets and more things. And then the back of mine, which was Ocean Breeze. Although, to be fair, if I'm teaching a class, I want to keep mine simple so that, the students can really thrive. So I left these a little bit, I want them to kind of come out of the top. I love this twine, was something one of my other sisters had brought with her for a different activity altogether. And those are 4 of my wonderful sisters. And this last one, this is my junk journal sister, and she is very talented. So we found at Hobby Lobby these very cool dimensional sort of fall stickers. This was a series that I was working with, and so it was wonderful to have her work on that and help me smash that pack. She has in here, I believe this is Tim Holtz that she picked up, so she's been adding to it as we go. This is from a set from, this is a Hobby Lobby set. She's just got different pieces in here. Everything is there's so much to everything. There's back to that one. You're in for haunts and hoots and frights. Hope it's a magical Halloween night. I think she cut that from, oh yeah. So that's from a sticker. That is from a card that she included in here. And here's another piece of that one set. So this is kind of a Halloween fall junk journal. She fussy cut this one out of a card. Her fussy cutting skills are fantastic, but she's been fussy cutting since we were young, very young. So then we have some pages in there. And then she's done this really cool combination of things. And I'm not going to try to see if this is a pocket, but this is from a card, I think. And these are, maybe that is a pocket. Oh yeah, that is kind of a pocket right there. So or a tuck. She's tucked in the violin. I think these are Tim Holtz. And again, she's got some of the card paper from the Seaside options. She made a little pocket here. Look what's in here. Oh my golly, so fun. I am really enjoying these pockets. I think this is from another card. So she's attached this directly to the papers. So she definitely went with a junk journal feel to it. And I know she's said she wants to add more. It's got a little Tim Holtz tag she cut, and a little butterfly. And then on the back, she's included some other pieces. I love this piece. I actually have one on, I'll give you a sneak peek if it's right here. I thought it was. Thought it was right in front of me. I did a little fall book while we've been here. These are so cool. I really love this particular set. This is from Hobby Lobby. Ghosts and ghouls are out tonight with skeletons dancing in the pale moonlight. Obsessed. Love it. And then here she's taken an envelope and a lot of different kind of textures and snippets. That's so cute. That is from another card. That's from that one set. Let's see. That's from the Tim Holtz. This one. That one's attached. Oh, that's another. Is that another pocket? I'm not sure. I don't know. But it looks like she's done this piece here so that you've got a peek through to the card and then the back. So this has been just such an incredibly fun thing to do with my sisters. Not only are they incredibly talented, and I learned many things from them as we did this particular activity, but it was so fun to see how much they enjoyed doing it. And one of those things was when someone said, am I doing this right? And I said, well, there is no right or wrong. There are no rules. And I think that's what got some of the sisters really excited when I said, there are no rules. You make your own rules when you're doing the junk journals or when you're doing your journaling. You decide what you want in there. So that was super fun. So I'll be really interested to see if anyone guessed which one was mine. So here they are again for your viewing pleasure. Now I'm going to clear the deck and I am going to start by decomposing our composition notebook. Okay, we are back. And the first thing that I really want to show you, and this is exactly like what I did with the full-size composition notebook when we altered that one. I'm going to go in here and I am going to just start to snip these. You can cut them if they need cutting. There's a couple different ways to do this, but what I just want to show you is that I need to go ahead and take these out. And that doesn't take very long at all. Now what I have found, you can see I'm kind of scratching that paper up a little bit. As long as I don't rip any of it, you're going to be cutting some of this down. So it really won't matter a whole lot. Let's see where I am here. Let me finish doing that. Okay, so I finished snipping through those, and now it's as easy as just kind of pulling them out. as long as they actually, did I miss something? And if I did, once I've got it like this, looks like something got missed. So I'm gonna pull all my paper out just to start with. I'm gonna go back and work with this in a few minutes. And now I have my outer portion. So I need to decide exactly how long I want this to be. This is gonna get cut off at some point. Now I kind of want this to be, let's see how long it normally is. From one edge to the other. So if I make this, let's see. So 7.5 inches is approximately the length. This is slightly more than 7.5. But 7.5 is going to be a little bit longer than I want it to be. So I have to make a decision about what size I really want it. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to see if I can keep the 7.5 inches. Let me go ahead and do this. Now, what I have been doing is cutting these to 7.25. Oh, okay. I remember why now. Because for my paper, some of that paper is going to be shorter than you think it is. I could probably I'm trying to make this just slightly longer. I'm going to do 7 3/8. Let's see what happens when we do 7 3/8. Okay, so what happened is we really just lost this little bitty piece of spine, and we maintained these pieces. So this will still be my front and back. So I'm going to put those aside. So now my next step, I'm going to go ahead and take these sheets and I'm going to cut them to the 7 3/4. Now, if that ever doesn't work, then I'll know I need to cut my my other part smaller. And here's what happens. Your inner sheets, they don't need to go as far. These outer ones wrap around the inner ones. So this sheet from one side to the other is going to be longer than these sheets on the inside. Let me see what we can do. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do it that way so that I can get sets of 10. Also because that tends to just keep it more even. So once I get my 5, I go ahead and I just kind of use my finger to push it down. Now, let's see if that's going to get us. All right. Now with that, that's pretty much right at the 7 3/4. Notice that I'm not cutting anything. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to put that aside for right now. That's 10 sheets. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, I'm going to take it. I'm kind of interested to see how far in we'll get. And again, there's no need to cut that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do this with you for another minute. So really the 7, all right, we got a little bit of cutting on that one. 1, 2, 5. Also, what I found is if I do more than 5 at a time, I mean, you certainly can, but as I'm cutting it down and trying to get it all even with the actual notebook, because we're working on, you know, a notebook, I want to make it all pretty much even. And here we're now cutting. So I'm just going to keep lining these up and cutting them down. Okay, guys, I turned the camera off for a minute. Last one. So I want to show you, even though the first probably 2 didn't need to be cut, the rest of them did. They all needed to be trimmed. So you got everything from no trimming to this itty bitty bit that needed to come off to these big ones. So you can kind of see some of the paper is just a little bit longer, not a huge amount, just a little bit. All right, so we now have all of our paper cut down, and I'm going to take, these are in sections right now of 10. So I'm going to take these and put them in sections of 20. And then I'm just going to put these aside. So that's 10, 20, 10, 20, because of course I counted out 5, but it was it was 2 sections. So that made 10 sheets each. Let's see. I also want to make sure I get it in the right direction because the top does have just a little bit more space. Okay, here we go. 10, and then let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 5. Now, these top 2, you could leave them together like that, or I will probably just cut those straight down and across. Just straight down that side so that it doesn't affect the movement of the paper inside the notebook. So I think those were the only 2 that are affected, these 2 sections. So I'm just going to go ahead and open them straight to the middle. There we go, if I can find the middle. And I'm kind of leaning them directly. You can see I've got it directly on the corner, and there we go. 1. Just going to make sure. Yeah, we're all good. 2, and this one. So that means the paper can move freely. Otherwise, the paper probably couldn't move freely. Okay. Because it's locked into a signature. Okay, so with this down, the book is now fully deconstructed. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start working on my top and bottom for my composition notebook. And it's about to go together relatively quickly, you know, for me. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, so I've moved you all a little bit closer. What I've decided is I want this to be a fall notebook, that I think that would be fun. So one of my sisters found, when we went to Hobby Lobby, this amazing paper set I had never seen before. This was at the Hobby Lobby in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it had some of the most beautiful papers. Now you can see that we've been cutting out of this one, but I want to use this for my cover. I have some other embellishments that I'll use. Most often I use a cut apart, but I adore this paper. I don't know why. I don't know. I just do. So I am going to pick, what else do I have here? I was thinking about using this pretty pearlized paper as the background, maybe matting it on that. Maybe this. Now I've got to make some decisions. This is always the hard part, trying to make decisions about having the way you want it to come together. I love this as a matte. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of cream colored cardstock and see if I like that behind the matte. Okay, I'm going to try this Astro Designs cardstock. I have not used this yet. I'm hoping it's going to be wonderful. Let's find out. It was $4.99 for a pack of 70. And it looked to be decent. It is 65 pound in weight. Oh, I will say this actually feels like a nice quality paper, so, Okay. Yeah, this is nice, guys. If you come across the Astro Designs, I'm liking this very much. So I'm gonna put this pack aside, the rest of it, and let's see if I'm gonna like it. I always do test runs. I want to make sure that I like what I'm putting together. I do like it. I'm just worried it's gonna be too... That certainly makes the paper pop more. What to do, what to do, what to do. I wish I could ask you all what you think. That way. Okay, I will say normally I like the papers to pop a lot, and having the cream color underneath does make it pop. But for this one, I'm feeling this more. Let me show you. So you get these 3 layers together, and for whatever reason, I just kind of feel like this darker layer does a better job of popping, or of doing what I want it to do, which is that feel of fall, of the, you know, things getting darker and the fall colors. This lightens it up quite a bit. You can kind of see that's a little bit too close, maybe. So you can see how this lightens it up quite a bit, and and it certainly makes the page pop more. But I just really think that's not where I want to be with this one. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. All right, it's going to be cream to cover, and then that's going to be my matte, and that's going to be that. So, oh, sorry guys. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut this one down, and let's see, I think this is less than 5 inches. This is, golly, maybe 4 7/8. This is more like 4 7/8. And we already know, because we cut this, that this is going to be 7 3/8. So let's see if I have a little piece of scrap paper. I don't. That's something I actually forgot to bring with me. Smooth. All right, I can do this. I'm good. All right, So I am going to, I don't know why I turned it over. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and attach this where I need it to be. Now, I did not bring some of my cool tools, my corners and my other things, so I'm going to have to wing it. Kind of like the good old days when I first started working on crafts. So my sisters, it's been interesting doing this class with them. They have said to me that what they would really like to have is maybe a list of what I think are really the bare necessities for getting started. And so I've been creating that list with them this week, and I think what I'm going to do is a second video to talk you all through those bare necessities. And then I'll share in the video where you can get those things. Here we go. Oh, this is actually quite nice. One of the things I'm really liking about this Astro paper is that sometimes with the cream colored papers, it's very see-through. This one's not terribly see-through, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of cut over from here. Now I'm gonna have to use 2 sheets of this to do this one. And guys, you do not have to be precise with these cuts. You know, normally I use my my guillotine, but I don't have to. Not for that. That does not require. So what I'm saying that it does not require precision for this step. Now, there are some things that you might want to be really precise about, but again, this is all up to you. You make the rules. You decide, you know, what you want your book to look like, and you decide, you know, going from there. So it's been really great kind of reminding myself, you know, total control. You make the rules. Okay, so now we're ready to miter the edges. Now, again, I said I don't have my normal, like, fancy tools. So I'm just going to miter like I used to miter before I had my fancy tools. So, yeah, I'm going to put together a list, and then I'm going to kind of walk you all through it, and I will list everything in the description. I think I also am going to do a sort of Christmas list, just in case you have someone out there who wants to buy you a nice little Christmas present. Maybe I can share a few things that might be fun. Sort of my own wish list. Okay, so I've done the front. I'm going to go ahead, and I always do my long sides. I always glue my long sides down first. I'm using Art Glitter Glue, which is my favorite. And here we go. Mitering, so I'm using a Teflon bone folder, but not mitering. Using the bone folder just really helps everything adhere. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to run your fingers along there till it dries. This just actually gets it to adhere so quickly, which is nice, because that's what I want. I want it to go down quick. I want it to be quick. All right, so something that I have started doing with these is that before I put the second side down, I'm going to find my curved side, because I know I want to do the punch on that side, and I don't want to try to figure it out once I've got them all together. So I know that this is my straight side. This is my side that has the 2 curved edges. I'm going to go ahead and glue this side down. Get that nice and glued down. Remember, this glue, not only do you not need a lot, but it spreads really well. So we're gonna go ahead and put our stainless steel pen in there. And I'm gonna go ahead right away and get my little corner piece. Now, this is interesting. This little corner piece is my favorite corner. I have all the big ones, but this is my favorite one because I think it is consistent. And this is one that I got from Hobby Lobby with my little scoreboard. So, you know, you just don't need to always get the most expensive things out there. Okay, so now I'm going to do my straight side because I don't have to worry about figuring out, oh wait, which side had the corners. Okay. And there is the front covered. So I'm going to go off camera for a minute and cover the back, and I will be right back. Okay, so I finished both the front and the back, and truth be told, it doesn't really matter which one's which because these are exactly the same. So now, since I've got that done, I am going to go ahead and work on this part of the cover. So I know that I'm going to do this, and this is going to be this part. So I think we said this was 7 3/8 by 4 7/8. So I'm going to want my piece to be 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to go cut this down 7 1/4, 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. Be right back. So I had to step away and cut these. We've set up stations, which is really cool. So we've set up stations on the huge kitchen counter for all of the cutting utensils and things. All right, so that is pretty good. That worked out pretty well. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my corners. And there we go. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this, and then my last piece, which will be my mushroom paper on top, that one will be another 1/8 of an inch shorter. So I gotta do that math. Let's do that math real quick. So the math is easy, it's just remembering it while you're doing this. That's not a pen. Okay, somewhere in here, I think I've lost my pencil. Okay, so we know that this one was 7 3. This one was 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. That was this piece. So then my next piece has to be 7 1/8 by 4 5/8. So the mushroom paper is going to be the 7 1/8. Okay. So let's go ahead and attach this one. This is this pearlized paper that we're getting from, actually, I think this set this color that I'm looking at right now, I believe this came from Hobby Lobby again. I think this is one that my sister Susan picked up when we ran there the other day. A whole pack of these wonderful fall colors, which was super cool. And they've worked really well for some of what I'm doing. Hopefully for what she's doing. So we all kind of put it all in the middle so that we all have access to all of these wonderful options. Okay, so now this one, let's go ahead and do the next one. So the front and back are done exactly the same. Remember to cap your bottle. Here we go. And so if you don't if you don't do the corner punch, you're gonna have the square edge going off the side. So for these, you do kind of have to do that punch. All right. And here we go. Okay, there we go. So front and back. Now, what did I do? Here we go. Now I know I don't think I'm gonna have enough of this paper to put on the back, but I often don't do that. For me, I don't always put all of the extras on the back, and this really being my cover. So I know that with this one, I need it to be 7 1/8 by 4 5/8. I'm gonna go ahead and do that cut and be right back again. All right. So I think we got it. Just line this one up. And all right. I am really liking this. Although I know it's not normal to have the dark color as the matte and not the light color, which would help it pop, but one thing we've also learned this week is how far this glue really can go, because it has definitely lasted a long time. Now I did refill the bottle once. It didn't need a huge amount of refilling, and we've just been making and making and making, and it has, this glue really goes a long way with that special tip on it. It can really go a long way. Okay, that is basically my cover. Now, I will be adding some embellishments to this. I just don't know for sure right now what I want on there, but I really love the cover. Now, on the back of this one at the moment, I'm just gonna leave it as is, but I do need to start doing the insides, and I'll show you what I have picked for my pockets. So, I have this pretty one. I might need another sheet of that one. There we go. I have these gorgeous pieces for my pockets. Kind of wondering if I should pick one more, because I like doing the light, dark, dark. And I have to decide what's going to go on the inside of these. Time to think, huh? Okay. This should be enough for the pockets. So if I use those, and I think I'll go ahead and stick with what I've got, but I do think I'm going to move this around a little bit. Maybe not. Be right back. Okay, a little bit is changing, a little bit of switching out papers. I still have a little bit of this gorgeous paper. Now this is from a paper pack, as I said, that my polar bear sister picked up at Hobby Lobby, but to the best of mine, this was clearly an older pack because the original price was $11.99 for this very big pack. I think it had 48 sheets. And the quality of this one is fabulous. Even better than the normal quality of Hobby Lobby. It almost has like this shimmer shine to it. And I don't want to use it up because I love it. Love it. But I think I'm going to use it. So I think these are going to be my pockets. This one was also one that we're now out of. And you had 3 of each sheet and we're out of it already. And then I think that one, I do like that. Oh. And I believe I'm going to do this on the inside, front, and back. I just think that this is really nice and it adds kind of a lightness to it where I'm using a lot of dark. A lot of dark. Okay. So front and back, there's a lot of paper here. So the original, let's see what I have here. My original was 7 3/8 by 4 7/8. So this outside, this piece is that 7 3/8. I've got to keep going back through the numbers just to make sure I get these down right. 7 3/8 by 4 7/8, which is about what I've been seeing on these half composition notebooks. I've now measured quite a few of them, and I think those numbers are approximately correct. You might have ones that are a little bit off, but so I think that on the inside cover, I'm going to want this to be 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. So let me go cut those pieces. I will be right back. Okay, let's see if I cut these right. So these are now 7 1/4 by 4 I think I might have them too long. No, I got it. I think I got it. Now, the length is right. I think I made these like 1/8 of an inch too long, but luckily I can fix that from here. This should be 4 3/4. Okay. There's one. And this way. 4 3/4. I did do these slightly off, running back and forth and trying to remember my numbers. Okay. So here we go. Now these, I've got to do my corners on a different side of the paper, and I just have to remember that. On the outside, the paper gets cornered on the right. On the inside, it gets cornered on the left. And you hear some moving around. Those are my wonderful sisters moving around, getting lunch. I've got to take it up the kitchen. Okay, so go ahead and get this. Ooh, I just got glue on the bottom of that one. Let's hope that doesn't stick too much. Okay. And there we go. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Oh, I like that too. Isn't that pretty? What a nice addition. All right. So on this one, so the inside of this one had to be, that was on the right, that was on the left. So so this one, the outside, the back side, the left side gets punched and the right side of this one. So I know. Little Brit's taking geometry right now, and I feel I'm right there with him sometimes with these. Okay. And let's go ahead and get this one down. Now the next thing I'm going to do with these is we're going to cut pockets. So there we go. All right. Front and back are done. And that is very exciting. Okay, so for the pockets, what I'm going to want to do is to get the best pocket. I'm not going to fold my paper. Let me get a sheet. So we're going to use something like this, which is going to be a problem because I don't think it's long enough. Okay, so what we're going to run into with this one is that I can get my 7 1/4, which is what I'll be using. I'll be using those quarter measurements. I'm not going to measure it all the way to the end. Or am I? How does that look? Yeah. So I'm going to use my quarter. I'll just go all the way to the end. Oh, sorry about knocking into you all. Does almost go to the end. Okay. So I guess I'm going to use my full measurement, which is 7 3/8 and 4 7/8. But what I'm going to run into here is that these are not going to be big enough. The pieces that I have are just not going to be big enough to do some of that with. So I am going to make a pocket, but just not a full-size pocket. So I have to decide whether I'm going to fold it in that direction or fold it up. And I think I can salvage more paper if I fold it up from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this across to 7 3/8. So I'm actually going to do this, because this is going to give me, and then I'm going to fold up the bottom of it. And somewhere I had a pencil, but I do not know what I have done with it. Gracious. I love, by the way, guys, I love my little, this little carrying case. I got this. I know this is supposed to be one of the viral clear ones, and they're expensive, but I got this at Hobby Lobby for a fraction of the price. I think this was one of the, no, I don't think it was, anyway, it was under $5. Put it that way. It was under $5, so not bad. All right, so I do have a pen. I can use my pen carefully. And I'm just gonna mark the back of this. Just don't wanna get anything there. And bring this guy over. And like I said, I wanna salvage as much as possible. So normally I would fold it all the way up. So that would be maybe 4 and, what do we have here? 4 7/8, and you're just doubling that to 9 3/4. And you can fold it up and put the punch here. I can't do that with this one. I don't have enough of it. And this, I really want to use this one. So I'm gonna use my scoreboard. Let me get this one out. Oh, it's stuck. So I'm going to use my scoreboard And I am going to measure over to where it needs to fold up. It's just a different kind of a pocket. You can do whatever pockets you want. Again, remember, no rules, which is really fun. No rules. There's so many rules sometimes. We don't have any stinking rules. Okay, so I think I'm going to make this 4 3/4. I'm not going to do the 7/8. Yeah, I'm going to do 4 3/4. That's the wrong side. Wrong side. It's okay. There we go. 4 3/4. By the way, these two pieces come together at Hobby Lobby for like $10. I couldn't believe what a deal. I was looking at all these things, and you know, everything in the world has gone up in price, but apparently not everything, because I was seeing some really good deals online. Okay, so I can make a decision now. I can have this be my front, or I can have this be my front, and when you turn the page, you see that. I think I'm going to leave this as my front. And so because my cinch is going to cinch here, I'm only going to glue this part right here. So I think I'm going to have two different kinds of pockets. Okay, so that side done. I'm going to go ahead and punch these. And that's going to go there. I'm going to move these over and figure out my next one. I move these out of the way. I think I'm okay with these ferns going up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and make this into a regular pocket piece. So I'm going to go cut this. Now I'm doing these to, I'm going to do this to 7. Let's see, what did I do this one to? I'm kind of constantly checking here. I am going to do this one right the same length as this one. I'm just going to go ahead and use this as a template. So let me do it this way though, right up here. Okay, so I'm going to cut that to my, it's probably, I think it's, I'm using the 7. Look at this, guys. This is hilarious. This is how I'm keeping my little notes right now. I do paper for, you know, that's what I do. And yet I don't have any paper for me. These are my little notes. There's the last one. Here we go. All right. So I am doing, I'm going to do this paper at, I'm going to do this. This is, I believe, 7 3/8. But then I'm going to use the 4 3/4 to fold it in half, which is going to give me, I've got to cut it to 9 and, oh my goodness, 6/4 is going to be 9 1/2. Okay, let me go cut. And I hadn't unpaused. Okay, so I've got this cut to my 9 1/2 by 7 3/8. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is, that's not the right size. I'm gonna grab somewhere, I think I have an inch one, but I don't, oh, that is the inch one. I think I'm gonna use my 1 1/2 inch. Personally, I like to open it up so I can see what I'm doing. And I can kind of eyeball the distance. I think that's good. Maybe a little bit more. Perfect. Now I am just going to glue down this side. And see if I can go straighter than that, maybe. I don't know. And there we go. Okay, one more done. All right, so this is the first one, and that's the second one. Okay, so it looks like I forgot to unmute from the last one, and I've been going ahead and talking and doing all sorts of things, and you were all muted. So what I've done is I created this first pocket, then this second one, which is the fold over pocket. Then this one had to be the same as the first one. And my last pocket, which has got kind of these big leaves in it, that one is going to be like that middle pocket. It's going to have your full length on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a slight measurement here. And it doesn't really matter what side I go on. So we got this, and then I'm going to cut it down to 9.5 inches, which is easier said than done because my board over there does not go to 9.5. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, this time I remember to put it on. Okay. So now I'm going to score this at 4 3/4. It doesn't matter that it didn't score all the way across. And that looks pretty good. So I've got a little bit of white showing up right there. Let me move this over just a bit. Okay. Now we're gonna measure that. Oh, perfect, look at that. Beauty, as my husband would say. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and punch my finger hold in here. And once again, I'm using my 1.5 inch, and I'm kind of eyeballing it. I say once again, I'm not sure that I picked up on the last time that I did this. So that's what I'm doing. And let's go ahead and glue. And there we go. Okay, so I have punched and cornered and gotten this one already. So we now have these pieces. Let's see. There we go. So we've got this one, then we have followed by the ferns. I like that it's got the ferns here. We've got the wildflowers followed by sort of the big leaves. And then we've got, let's see, I want to make sure, see how that's kind of coming over? So You know, sometimes that is just the way it is. So I'm gonna bring down this one. Looks like it is just a touch too long. I'm just gonna cut it down a wee bit. I'm gonna just start shaving it a little bit till I think I have it in the right place. There we go. Oh, that one's perfect. That's perfect, okay. So let me make sure that they're all in that place. I'm just gonna use one to measure the others. It's really just a shave. Very little. Let's see if we got those. Oh, yes. Let's see how this one is doing. That one is correct. How about this one? That one looks right. All right, let's try that again. I think maybe it was just those two that I had done over here that I was not precise. Okay. Back, front. Oh, so much better. Okay, so now we've got those together. I'm going to now put in my papers. So I have 1, 2, making sure that that these places where they are cornered go next to the cornered. Four. Okay. Okay, and I have another section of paper here that I'm going to put in that front because I'm not quite done. What I want to see is where it all is right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is see if I can find a piece to go in the very front. Now that could be just a piece of something fun. I don't know. Let me decide whether I'm going to use vellum or something else. Okay, so I decided to use a piece of vellum right here. It's got a little something on it. So I'm going to start by doing some hole punching here, some corner punching. Go. Okay, so now I have that one corner punched. And I'm going to find, now these are some things that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I kind of feel like a little fall scene might be fun on the vellum instead of just plain vellum. So I am going to put together a little fall scene. Kind of like this. Little frog coming out. We're gonna have a little butterfly. My golly. I will say these stickers are not the easiest ones. So the fun thing here is, once again, is that I am allowing myself to not play by any rules. And I gotta say, that is super fun. Just super fun. Just to say, I think I'm gonna do it this way. And let's see, I think a squirrel. I was gonna do a fox, but I think a squirrel. I think a nice little scampering squirrel coming across. I think I'm gonna, not loving him. But I am loving the rest of it. It's just a cute little scene. This is... All right, so if I move my squirrel over a little bit, I'm gonna put my little hedgehog right here. Yes, I like that better. And then, yeah, I gotcha. I've got it. I do like that I'm able to reposition these. And then what I'll do is I'll burnish once I get them where I think I want them. These clear stickers are being very useful, but again, very difficult. I'm going to move these mushrooms over here and my fox right there. So I've never done something quite like this, but I'm liking it. See, I don't think I have any falling leaves, so I think I'm going to stick with this. I have an acorn. No, I'm good. Okay, so I have these where I want them, and I'd like them to stay there. So now I have my little fall scene. Really loving it. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to add, you don't need to add a lot. All of this is just what you want to do. This actually comes from a pack of fall, this is for utensils. But I love the pocket of it, so I'm going to put that pocket right behind, yeah, that's where I want it. So I'm going to start by putting that pocket right there. Then I'm really thinking about adding a pocket in here, a bit of a library pocket. So I'm going to cut this one down. So now I'm just working on the bits and pieces. I do want some pockets and things. So I think I'm going to measure this to, yeah, about 4 inches. I'm gonna put that aside. I might need it later. And I'm going to take about, well, let's see, how big is this one? This one's just over 4 inches. I think I'm going to bring this one down to about, no. Let's take off about 1.5 inches. Let's see if that's where I want it to be. If I take off 2 inches, it's going to leave me, So what I'm thinking here is a bit of a library pocket. And this is just from this pack of basil cards. So each of these cards is 4.25 by 5.5 inches. So got that down. Yeah, I like that. So I am going to corner these, all of these edges. Like I said, this is kind of a library card style. There. and we'll create something to go on the inside. So let's do this. We're gonna go ahead and glue this, glue these sides. Oop, better burnish. This is very nice heavy paper, but that just means you gotta make sure you burnish. Okay, so looking at this, because I'm feeling like this is a bit of a library card style, I think I'm gonna put this one in the very back instead of in the very front, you know, just like checking out a book. So it still works perfectly for this. Color is perfect. All right. So here's kind of what, looking at these, the important thing here is that it's completely up to you. You could go ahead and cinch this notebook right now and it would, you know, have everything you need, and I like it like this too. Or I could add lots more of embellishments and things to it, and I like it like that. It is completely up to you what you choose to do. So I'm going to take a look at these pockets, and I may add a few things to them, and then then we're going to go to the cinch, and we're going to use the cinch. Okay, so you can see I kind of jumped over to the cinch here. What I like to do is get a piece of paper the same width, and I will fold it in half, mark it, and then put that right where that's center. That's gonna help me make sure that I have everything centered as well as I can. A little sticky note. And this is just me, guys. There are lots of ways to do this. I mean, if you're really good and you remember your measurements. Now we did put on this side, this little guy. Actually, I think that one actually is the right place to, let me look at that again. Because we were doing this once before, this size. And yeah. That's pretty much it. So we've got it measured up here, and I'm going in. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is about the right number for these. I am going to sit down while I do this just to make sure I get these lined up correctly. This one's gonna make me crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and put this over the top of it just to make sure that I've got it where it needs to be. So I can see why I feel like I'm off. The top needs to go to that. Oh, gracious. Okay, so we're doing 8. I should go ahead and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got that little bitty 2 sitting right there. So we've got our 8. I'm gonna do both covers, and then I always do my front cover face up and my back cover face down. That is just the way I do it. So I'm gonna do this again, measure it up and center it as best I can. That should be right. Okay, crisis averted. So you can see that I'm now all tethered up. The phone went dead. What I was showing you when I didn't realize everything had gone dead is that when I punch these out, I always double check and make sure, are these lined up properly? And as long as I can see through them, there. So now I'm going to start working on getting the rest of the pieces through. So next step, I'm going to line this up and oh my, there we go. In the meantime, I think that I missed showing you, I cut this to 8 so that I have 8 sections. I'm going to move this over here. It's out of the way. And, oh, I should be doing this backwards. Oh well. I started it this way. I'm going to continue this way. So, all right. So I'm getting it all lined up here. Now this is slightly shorter. This piece is slightly shorter than the paper underneath. That's fine. Again, remember, no rules for us. That looks good. Other than this little guy swung out of place. That's okay. There we go. So I'm just doing it section by section. You can do it forward or backward. This time I'm doing it forward. I'm just taking the front and I'm just going to keep going. I'm lining up my paper. This is lined up to the bottom of the page. Kind of see. And then this one. We are almost there. Now, this is, one of the other things that can take some time is adding all the little embellishments, making the tags and adding the other pieces, which I will be doing. So everything's pretty well aligned. I'm going to take that off for just a minute. I'm going to slide this on right there. And come back and put this one on because that one, because of where it sits, it just kind of sat funny. Now, I always put my front page and my back page. This is how I taught my sisters. Then I'm going to take it. I want this to be flat. These two pieces are going to be flat. And I'm going to turn this guy around. Kind of. Okay. So I like to hold it right in the middle and I like to hold it up like that. I don't want it to flop down or in any direction. I don't release it until I am done. And you can see we've got a perfect cinch going there. So I've got my book. Now, that you could be done, but I have a couple more things I'm going to add. Okay, so I moved the cinch back over. One of the things that I want to do is I want to kind of finish up my cover. This is a very unusual cover for me, but I want to add some of these really cool dimensional stickers that I picked up for 40% off at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to take these stickers and really make this book dimensional. I'm trying to decide if that's the next one I want, if those are the only two that I want. There's just something about these that I just kind of love. Or do I want to put some more? Let's see, I haven't put that one down yet. So I could do that one kind of clustered over here. There's a big one. We could do this one. All right. Or this one. Kind of like that. So I think I am going to do that one. And I think I am almost done. Now I'll be adding some additional embellishments, and I'll take a picture of that when it's done, maybe do a short walkthrough video. But for right now, we can take a quick look at this without the extra tags. So we have the pockets and the vellum. We've added a pocket here, papers. I've added little butterfly and some additional pockets. And along the back of this one, you've got a squirrel scampering. We've got another side pocket here. A pocket on the opposite side with a little addition of the flowers. And on the back, we have a butterfly. The pocket on the back, and this just makes me feel like I'm in kind of this really cool swamp area. Your paper, and then finally, a library pocket right back here. So this one, you have, do one sheet. You have a library pocket right there. Oh, that's actually kind of perfect right there. So we have a library pocket. And on the very back, I don't know if you can see the little kettle, but there it is. So this was a super long video, but I hope you enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. This was intended to be a full class type video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. And, you know, I'm super excited to see what y'all think. For right now, I think that's it for me. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.